Hey y'all, how y'all doing? I don't know if anybody's in here. There's so much going on YouTube, honey. I'm just everybody's in other chats. I don't know if anybody's in here. I'm gonna play this song, give some people a chance to get in here. Come on, nosy people, get out of the bushes. Hey CC, hey D. Oh, I ain't seen you in a long time, D. Hey, No Limit. Y'all know this? I don't know this song. Hey, Chicky. It's by Temptations. It's called Glass Houses. Hey, Randy. Hopefully, I won't get in trouble for playing this song. Hey, Justinice. Yeah, I'm just starting to play this song, and hopefully, they won't strike me or anything. I ain't gonna play it too long. Oh, okay. You just found out about my channel? Okay. Thank you. Join us. I don't have a lot of drama over here. So this is more of a informative channel. But I'm glad to see you, D. Yeah, we talking about glass houses today, honey. All right. Let me quiet this down, honey, because like I said, I do not need no problems with YouTube about playing this music. Yes, it is definitely enough people. Okay. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I'm glad that you guys are in here today. I'm not going to hold you long because, like I said, I know y'all have other things y'all are going to do tonight, like go to sleep. So I'm not going to hold you guys long. I'm just glad that you guys came. Let me say hello. I got rid of the blonde hair today. So I'm in darker hair today. You know, I'm like raging on what's that? Living Single. She have all types of hair, all types of wigs. Yes, I got the dark hair today. I probably do light hair maybe next week. So, y'all like it? Y'all like dark? Y'all like light? Which one? So I'm gonna get off camera. Glad to see you guys. Well, anyway, I'm talking about people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Hey, Derek. How are you? Thank you, Derek. Hey, Nene. It's good to see you. Candy. Hey, Candy James. So that came from a European. I think it was a European proverb that came from. And basically it's meaning, it's for hypocrites, really. It's for people that talk about other people when they do the exact same thing. I mean, have you ever ran across people that do that? It is so annoying to me. I will admit I am a hypocrite sometimes, y'all. I am. I have to catch myself sometimes. I'm a hypocrite sometimes. But what other people don't do sometimes is admit when they are a hypocrite as well. Like people that say something like, oh, this person drinks too much. I got 8 uncles, right, on my mother's side. And I ain't gonna say their names just in case, somebody might hear it from my family. But I had one uncle that used to stay on his baby brother about drinking. And this uncle did drink too much. He was alcoholic. But the other one drunk just as much. But he Well, not just as much, but he did drink too. He drunk a lot too. And he would always get on to his baby brother. And I'm like, Unc, why you getting on to this uncle? Because you do the exact same thing. It's like if you're going to tell him something, you actually have to be an example of what you're telling him not to do, right? But we experience that in real life and in YouTube life. You got people to say, don't talk about me, keep my name out your mouth, but then they have that your name in their mouth. So it's like basically it's like the right, Derek, the pot calling the kettle black. And it's a lot of that going on. It's a lot of foolishness going on in like I said, in your families, in real life. I never seen so many people that especially on here in the YouTube world that focus so much on your faults and the things that you say, but they do the exact same thing or worse. Hey Omega, have y'all ever experienced that? I mean, I can give you some stories. Besides, I got plenty of stories. I would just say I had a friend named Sasha. Then I had a friend named Denise, right? Especially blondes. Okay. Um, Sasha and Denise. Denise was very, Denise was very judgmental, right? She was always talking about how Sasha was jealous of her and that she would say little sly comments about how she looked and things like that. But she was always talking about Sasha. She was always saying that Sasha needs to lose some weight. She's too big. She's just real jealous hearted of other women and of her. And she would always talk about the girl. And I'm like, okay, but you do the exact same thing. And really, I'm like, you are even more judgmental of people, and you really need to check that. So while you're upset with Sasha, you need to look at yourself because you're judgmental. You are jealous hearted, even more than she could ever be. And you're always critiquing other people when it's the exact same thing that you do. And it's like, what? And when I told her that, hey, realist, when I told her that, she was like, no, I'm not. I'm like, yes, you are. I can see you. And that's what I'm saying. When people can see you, and hey, Tamika, we are all living in some glass houses at the end of the day. There's somebody that notices and sees your behavior and take account of it. Now, whether they're right or wrong, we would have to wait it out. But we all live in glass houses. There's always something that somebody sees about us that maybe we're not aware of, or maybe we are aware of, but we sometimes portray it and put it on other people. I mean, I have even did it. It was something that I did, and I was like, I do the exact same thing. Oh, being impatient in traffic. I told y'all I had like a little issue with road rage. And I hate when people sometimes like either they when they go too slow and it's like, okay, we not in the school zone, please go. And then you know how sometimes some people will cut you off. Okay, so I did both of those things. I went too slow, number one, because I was trying to agitate the person behind me because they was riding my tail, and I hate when people ride my tail. So I went slower just to piss them off. And then the other thing is when they do go too slow, and then I cut in front of them because I'm like, you are getting on my nerves. So I done did all of that. So I know I'm a hypocrite. I just know I am. So now I have made an attempt to be very cautious of what I do now, because I do be doing some of the same things I hate that other people do. Or how about when I'm gonna give another example. I think y'all kind of know what I'm talking about, but basically it's about how you are throwing stones at somebody else, and sometimes you could be doing the same thing. So we always have to kind of check ourselves, you know. I can't do that now. People are quick to pull that piece. Right. And we have to get a peace and a peace of mind as well. I'm going to get me a piece pretty soon. I really am. It's called a 9 millimeter. That's what I'm about to get. So, but yeah, people are quick to, so you got to be very careful. But basically, it is a proverb that, you know, been around for a long time. I remember when people used to say that proverb, and I was like, what does that mean? But as I gotten older, and I read the proverb, and I said glass houses. So that means basically all of us can be exposed. So while you trying to expose somebody else might be really trying to expose you, because something could come up. You get what I'm saying? Like, I had a situation online, and it was all kinds of people coming out the woodworks, a few people, and I'm like, the hell is wrong with these folks? I don't know what they talking about. Some stuff I was just like oblivious to, because I'm like, number one, I ain't even worried about you like this. I don't know why you had this much energy for me. So when they was trying to expose me, maybe, some things have happened to them where people are seeing them for who they are. Where before they were trying to paint me out to be this person, and now some things are coming up in their lives. You get what I'm saying? So you have to be kind of careful about trying to expose people, because we all got skeletons in our closet. As Arabia Barbosa says, life is messy. And it's a lot of stuff we got that we carry. Some stuff people put on us, but some stuff comes out because it's what's in us, and it's what, maybe it's in our past, what has happened, and it comes out. We all have skeletons in our closet. Nobody on this planet is exempt from having skeletons in their closets, but will your skeletons be exposed? Right? And then when they're exposed, will it look like what the person you was talking about? Will it look like their skeletons? So you have to be careful who you throw rocks at and then hide your hand, because see, you don't know what will pop up in your life. That's why I say treat people the way you want to be treated. I was no victim on this app. So I hate when people try to say I'm a victim, because I'm a victor in whatever I do. So even when people try to, put me down or put me in a box or whatever they want to do, I'm still going to come out on top, right? Anyway, but when people have tried to create a narrative or try to somewhat expose me, hey, I'm good. I'm good at the end of the day, because I can admit if I did something wrong. I can admit that I'm not always, right on certain things. But some stuff people will try to put on you because they're actually projecting what they have going on. You see? And then sometimes when they try to expose you, life has a funny way, and it's called reaping and sowing. It's called karma. It always comes back around, right? So we have to be really careful how we try to expose somebody else, because like I said, we all live in glass houses. All of us have something in our lives that we're ashamed of, you know and some people, hey Matthew, some people will never admit it. Thank you, I appreciate it. Let's see if it'll be like that tomorrow, because sometimes these numbers go up and down. um we all have stuff. Like, I remember the time, and I hope Matthew doesn't mind, when Matthew was going through the situation that he was going through, someone that was dear to him tried to expose something that was going on in his household, right? And at the end of the day, that was very embarrassing. That was very demeaning to, I would say, to any person, to, really to the core of a person. That was very demeaning of what happened to him, and how some of his things were exposed, and some of the things that were exposed were not of his doing, but it happened, right? And when those things came out, There was with people laughing. You need to clean your dirty house. You need to do this. I can't support, if anybody support this person, I can't support him. Why? You just better be glad your stuff didn't get exposed. Because the same people, thank you, realist, the same people that laughed and talked about this man and his family. These people, I'm telling you, they will be exposed before the year is out. And I just really feel it in my heart, because why? It's a universal law. It's called reaping what you sow. People laughed, people pointed, and people talked about his house and his wife and his children, and how humiliating that was, and how he had to deal with that basically alone. I mean, of course, he had a few friends and people to check on him to see, how he was doing. But that to me is like, it's so hurtful. I couldn't even be back on YouTube if something like that happened to me. That would be so devastating to me. And the fact that he's here and he started a new channel, that shows the strength of a person, a man, and a character. Because like I said, nobody in this world, in this life, is perfect. And we haven't always did everything. Hey, Larry, we haven't always did everything right. We haven't always had everything. Hey, Ashkiro. Hey, Don Play. How are you? We haven't always did everything right. And really, some of the same people, their houses don't probably look worse. And if it don't look worse, they got some junk in they personal life that you can't see. You got some stuff that people are hiding that it's not on the outside. Hey, DJ, it's not on the outside. It's on the inside. So you know what? I would rather have mess in my house on the outside rather than what's on the inside. And the fact of the matter is, what happened to him was not of his doing, and it's really nobody's business. But you had people actually playing on the stuff that was going on. They were actually happy and talking about it over and over. And this man had to deal with it. He had to deal with it. And it was, I would think it would be just painful. Like, there's no other words to describe that. But it just goes to show you the lack of humanity. People will laugh and be happy that someone is going through some really bad situations. But you have to remember, the same time you laugh at somebody else, somebody pretty soon is going to be laughing at you. It might not happen the next month. It might not happen the month after that. It might happen a year or two after, or longer. But remember, whatever you sow, you shall reap. It is a universal law, whether you believe in the Bible or not. It is a universal law. There is nothing that you will do, good or bad, that will not come back to you. So make sure that you reap good seeds. Make sure that you understand that just like somebody else can be exposed for their skeletons or their issues, so can you. Hey, Wolfpack. So you have to be very cautious of how you entertain certain things. You have to be cautious of how you laugh and taunt other people. I know some things when things were happening to me at I think Cynthia and Cheeky, people were laughing. They thought it was funny. I think some people probably thought it was a joke, that this was a play, maybe. But it wasn't. It was very real, what happened. And I'm not going to keep going back on all of that, but I just want to show you how life happens and how you have to just sit back and look at some things. And as I sit back and look at some things, I'm actually glad that some things happened. At the time, I was mad as hell. I wanted to find some people and do some stuff. I wanted to get some of my cousins that didn't mind going back to prison and just calling them up and arrange some things. But then when I thought about some things, I said, you know what? And Chicky brought it to my attention. She said, it's all gonna no, it was well, Chicky said it would all come back, but then I remember Trey Coulion he said everything comes out in the wash. And I remember an older lady, older people would say that statement. And that's really true. Everything comes out in the wash. So when you're going through situations and people are trying to humiliate you or people are trying to expose you, remember their time is coming. It might not be tomorrow. It might not even be the next day. You might not even hear about it, but believe you me, it will come back. It will come back. There will be people, just if a person lied on you, people will lie on them. You'll have people out the woodworks coming at them. And you didn't even have nothing to do with it. At the time, you're just seeing everything play out and flourish, and it just comes out. And you're just sitting back and you have nothing to do with it. You're way over here on the other side. But you're seeing how everything is unfolding. And some of the same people in your life, whether it's at your job, whether it's in your family or your associates or, or YouTube, and some of the same people that did certain things to you, you start seeing it that it'll be their turn. It will be their turn when they will have to deal with people lying on them. It will be their turn when some things will come out that they said or they've done behind the scenes. It will be their turn when they try to say something to your supervisor about your performance, and then it comes back, hey, cornbread, and it comes back around where that supervisor gonna be looking at them funny. Their supervisor's gonna be critiquing them or thinking about writing them up for their actions. See, that's why I say you must be careful what you sow. And remember, everything I say, it is a universal law. That's why you hear so many people in Hindu, I think in Buddhism, they believe in karma. Karma is basically the same thing in so many words as you reaping what you sow. In the Christian Bible, it's reaping what you sow. And in Hinduism and Buddhists, they believe in karma. But it's the same thing at the bottom line. Whatever you put out, you get back. Whatever you dish out, you're going to dish it back in. That's just what life is. So you got to be careful how you treat people. You got to be careful how you laugh and taunt at people, because everything is not funny, And then a lot of people want to put shirts on you that don't fit. And guess what? Somebody is going to be doing them the same thing. I had people, I had some people that I thought I was cool with. Them niggas, want to call you fake because you don't feed in to their BS. You don't entertain them like they want you to. So they get mad. Their feelings get hurt. So they want to call you fake and put it to everybody online that you fake. Well, it'll come back around to them, those same people. and people start looking at them funny and suspect. Right, Wolfpack, no new friends. It is unfortunate how people forget. I think so many people are so messed up on the inside, they forget that you actually are going to have to receive what you gave out. So they're so messed up on the inside, some of them don't even care. They so hellified, they so hell bent, they don't care. They was like, I just don't care. I'm gonna get this person because I don't like this person and I want to expose that person. So I don't care what they do. I don't care if I get it back, if I don't get it back. I want to make sure that they suffer for the time being. And you definitely will get the same thing. You definitely will not get any grace. You get no grace because you had no grace for another person. Just because you were mad at another person, you had no grace for them. And you will receive no grace. And like I said, people forget. This is not something like life is not no plaything, as my grandmother would say. You have to take life seriously. Okay, Selena, I'm trying not to. Okay, I'm being good. Okay, that's good. We all, like I said, we all have work to do on the inside. That's why I'm saying we don't live in no glass houses. Anything in our life, if somebody choose to go deep down and find out, or is it, and even some people in our family that know some things about us, and they can expose it. But like I said, once they expose it, they got to worry about their life too, because they got just as much skeletons as you probably have. You know, I remember a saying that some people say, you know, my brother-in-law, what I always tell me, he said, yeah, uh, don't look down on young, because he's a pastor. He said, don't look down on young single women that get pregnant. He said, because some of y'all did the same thing. Y'all just didn't get caught. y'all had birth control or protection. But that young girl that ended up getting pregnant, she ended up getting pregnant. So her shame, she wears it because she's pregnant. But most people have premarital sex. They just have not got caught with it. You know? So that's what I'm saying. We all have those skeletons in our closet. No one is above anybody. And those that try to act like they are, they're a lie. And the truth ain't in them. Let me tell you another thing. You remember the time I was telling you about how, you know, people try to put shirts on you that don't fit. I made it very clear on my other live, I think it was last Friday, that whatever I say, that's exactly what I mean. I'm getting a little bit off the subject, but I wanted to say I am not a victim. Some people say, oh, she's just playing the victim. I'm not a victim, sweetie. I know exactly what I did and what I didn't do. And someone said, oh, she's receiving the same energy that she puts out. You a lie. I ain't never had energy on this internet to get behind people's back to make some type of scheme or some type of play online to hurt other people. Now, there has been some things that I've said about certain people because I started to see some things about them that I did not like. And maybe I told the wrong person, but I never tried to go behind the scenes and concoct a plan, right? To do anything to harm anyone. So when I heard someone say, well, she's getting what she put out, you a lie. Sometimes people put things on you because they're projecting what they have going on the inside of them. They have that messed up energy. They have that conniving, manipulative, um, just bad energy or spirit, and they project it on you as if you are the one that is bringing that energy. I'm not one of those people that say, "Oh, I'm in high vibration." I don't even know what that means. So I try not to say anything that I don't even know what that means. But I have always been a person where I try to be as genuine as I can, regardless of what people may think. I really do try to be as genuine as I can. So if I like you, I like you. If I don't, I don't. All right. If I stand back, I might like you, but if I stand back and start seeing some things that's not adding up, I'm going to kind of pull back a little bit because I'm seeing some things that might interrupt my peace, just like I was talking about the other day. And a lot of people are not worth your peace. They're putting out energy that is contrary to what you want to be around or what you want to see or what you are, right? So you have to make the decision, okay, let me step back, let me pause and give this person the long handle spoon, right? Because those people, when you think about it, those are the same people that will stab you in the back and try, and don't tell them nothing. Don't tell them a secret. Don't tell them anything that you cannot share, because once you do that, that secret is going back to everybody else, right? And then they're going to try to expose you because of how you felt. But they don't tell everything you say. They only tell in pieces, and then they go back and put some more stuff in it. So people are looking at your glass house and they trying to throw stones at it because they think you this type of person, they think you that type of person, and they think you this type of person. So instead of them really getting to know you, because you have this person that turned on you and stabbed you in the back, people are throwing rocks at your glass house. People are trying to expose your skeletons, so-called skeletons, but they really don't know you. So I'm going to just say so-called. Matthew, I'm not going to play with you. So just nah, I'm not even. Okay, Matthew's trying to get me off, but I'm going to stay focused because Matthew is silly. So so people will try to throw rocks at your glass house, but they got to remember they're a glass house too. As long as you as long as you're a person in this world, and in this world, you all are glass houses. You all could be exposed. Somebody probably watching you right now. Somebody probably critiquing you at your job. somebody, one of your cousins, somebody in your family critiquing you, or they looking at your life, or they's like, look, she doing this. She's spending all that money on a house when all she could just get an apartment. Well, listen, just because you want to live in a 500 square feet apartment and she wants to get a house, why are you mad? But then you find out next year they've been and bought them a house. I'm like, you can't make this stuff up. You have people in your family that be watching and critiquing you and be telling you what you should have did. And then the next time you hear about it, they doing the same thing. Now, what kind of sense does that make? But we do it all the time. I've done it. I have said some things and did the exact same thing that other person that I was critiquing and judging that other person about. Another thing that I have learned in this life in just the past 2 years, don't be so judgmental of people. because the exact people that you judge because somebody else didn't like the person because you was cool with is probably the coolest person you will ever meet. But because you judged a person or you listen to what other people said about a person, you miss out on a really good person. I remember, and this is another thing, I remember a situation with a young lady that certain people was talking about. And I didn't really say anything about the young lady because at the time I didn't know. I just was kind of trying to stay out of it because I was just like, well, it seems like she could be this way, but I don't know. I said, so I'm just gonna sit back. Not gonna be doing too much, opinions because again, I did not know, right? Once things started happening to me and people judged me without even really knowing the truth about what happened because they didn't care or they just wanted to just have that opinion about me. When I got to know a certain person or persons, my thoughts totally changed. My thoughts changed on a person because I started to get to know the person for them. I didn't have any interference of what other people were saying because I remember what other people said. I remember what I kind of thought, but I didn't say because I didn't know for sure. And then once I got to know that person, I was totally shocked, right? Hey, Alphamelia. I think I spoke to you, Gretrail. How are you doing? My opinion on that person totally changed. Hey, it's all top notch. How are you doing, sweetie? It all changed. So if I would have listened to those people, or if I never went through the experience where people judged, hey QT, where people judged me and people downed me, then I would have never reached out to that person or those persons, right? And that's what taught me to not be so judgmental of other people because of what other people say or how it may seem. How it seems and how it really is two total different things, right? And we seem to forget that. And I'm so glad that I hate sometimes the things happen with me, Chicken, Cynthia. I hate the things happen like they did, but it happened for a reason. And it made me more wiser. It made me less judgmental. It made me understand. Be careful of the seeds that you sow. That's what it taught me. See, when we go through things in life, it's to teach us some lessons. If we go through things in life and we don't learn no lessons, something is wrong with you. And I love you to Reese's Pieces, but I gotta be truthful. If you going through something, you should be learning something from whatever happened. You should learn something from it, right? Like I told you, I learned to be less judgmental. I learned to be careful about the seeds that I sow, you know, and I just learned to really just be a little bit more understanding because everything is not what it seems to be. It was people that probably thought, oh, she's a hoe because she flirts. I flirt because it was fun at the time, not because I was hoe. I probably more like a nun than anything, right? But people will have a perception of you because of that's what they think, and sometimes it's what people want to think. They don't even give you a chance because they don't care. They just give you the title, right? So I had some people that was trying to look in my glass house to see to see if I was a hoe or not. I'm like, no, I ain't no hoe. I just like to flirt. People, like I say, they will put stuff on you that is not true. And that taught me another thing. Don't put stuff on people that you don't know for a fact. If you don't know for a fact that this person is a hoe, if you don't know for a fact that this person is a liar, you shouldn't say that. Keep your opinions to yourself. Observe. Thank you, Real Cornbread. I appreciate you. Keep your opinions to yourself and observe. Observe before you give a judgment on somebody. Because let's just be honest, all of us judge to a certain extent, right? But some people are just they're just overly judgmental. And I'm like, the fact that you're overly judgmental, you will get that in return as well. It's some content creators on here now. They so overly judgmental. They think everybody's jealous of them. They think everybody's mad at them. They think everybody's against them. But you are the one that's judgmental. You are the one. And it comes back to you. I just say, in every situation, it should teach you how to be a better person. Hey, Ernest, it should teach you how to be a better person. It should teach you how to treat people different and better. You know what I'm saying? Life is so much going. You got people like, what was that lady? She was at a gas station. She was getting into it with somebody, and I think she was talking bad about some people that were homosexuals or something like that. And she ended up, I guess the man did something to her and was in the I don't know if he tried to hit her or what. But anyway, she pulled off and almost dragged that man in the streets, and he could have got killed. But then this crazy woman, she goes in her car, her whole SUV flips over. And then she gets out the car laughing. And I'm like, these some real crazy people. That's why I'm like, if y'all don't see what's going on in this world, how people are flipping out and on demon time 24/7, I don't know what to tell you. But just because people are doing a certain thing, that shouldn't change who you are or who you're trying to be. It shouldn't. You know, and like I said, I even have to catch myself sometimes because, like I said, when people have tried to come at me before, you know, and tried to so-called expose me, and it's like, well, you know, it made me angry and I wanted to retaliate. That's only normal, right? But at the end of the day, allow life to catch up with them. Because just like with good things, life catch up with you, bad things catch up with you too. So you have to allow life to catch up to people. You can't always seek revenge because your revenge could get you in trouble. Your revenge could have you going to prison. Your revenge could get you killed. But I always say, let life happen. It may not come as fast as you want it to come for them, but eventually everything comes around. Everything, good or bad. It's just a part of life. But like I said, I appreciate Matthew allowing me to use his story because I saw what he was going through at the time because we were kind of going through the same thing around the same time. And people laughed and taunted him. And he could have done a lot of things. But thank God he had people in his corner that was telling him to kind of just chill out. Just allow life to happen to those people. And life will definitely happen. It may not happen tomorrow. It might not happen next month. But they definitely will get it back. I'll be flagging this live. You better not, punk. But anyway, yeah, life will definitely happen. And that's why I'm so glad that he listened to those people. Hey, Only, And he stayed quiet. He stayed focused, even though he was angry, he was hurt. He was going through a lot of things at that time, but he stayed focused, and he kept his children in mind. And that's what real men do. Real men take care of their business. They take care of what's most important and not ruled by their emotions. That's what real men do. When we're ruled by our emotions, we make some messed up decisions. And I thank God for people that told me to just chill. Don't worry about it. It's going to happen. You just have to allow time. And then when you start seeing little things unfold, right? You really start to sit back and you say, and I had absolutely nothing to do with it. That's what makes it even good, makes it really good, because you had nothing to do with it. You didn't have to go out to seek revenge. Things just start to happen. Remember, when people are coming against you, because remember, nobody's perfect. We all live in glass houses. We all can be exposed for something. When people start coming at you, just remember, it's always gonna come back. That same finger that's pointing at you, 10 gonna be pointed at them. That same energy that they projected on you because they thought it was you, but it's really what was inside of them, it's gonna come back to them. That's just what happens. So I have to a lot of times take the revengeful spirit out of me, because that revengeful spirit can lead to bitterness, can lead to hatred and unforgiveness. And that doesn't do anything but hurt me. And then eventually I'm going to be doing the same thing that what that person did to me. So we have to make sure that our mindset, our heart is lining up right. And the only way we can do that first is by acknowledging that we're feeling that way. We're feeling like getting revenge. We're feeling vengeful. We have to acknowledge that we feel some hatred. And we have to say, if it's not every day or every other day, we have to forgive. Because we're not forgiving for that person. We're forgiving for ourselves. We got to be free at the end of the day. Because remember, like I say, reaping and sowing is a universal law. It's like a circle. It always comes around. Remember that song in Lion King, The Circle of Life? That's exactly how stuff happens. You don't have to put your hands on nobody sometimes. I remember this girl in high school, and I was in, I think, 9th or 10th grade. And we used to catch this bus at a high school, at the public, at the public high school that I live close to. And I used to go to an arts magnet school, right? Good night, Ashkiro. Thank you for coming by. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And I would have to, the arts kids, because went to Arts Magnet, and we would have to catch the bus with the health magnet, and those were all the pregnant girls that were in high school. So both of the schools were downtown. So it was a girl, she I would get on the bus, and one time I got on the bus and she was just laughing and she was looking at me. I'm thinking to myself, and you know me, I'm a little firecracker. I was like, what you laughing at? And then she was like, I was like, I ain't did nothing to you. You got a problem with me? And then she was like, she was like, yeah, I was laughing at you. And I said, well, is there something funny? Because I don't find nothing funny. You want to tell me what you laughing at so I can laugh? So she said, nah, but if I want to laugh, I said, yeah, you can. You can do whatever you want to, but I can do the same thing. Something, I had a real smart mouth, still do. And so she said something else, and I said something else. And then I think my friend said, girl, just come on, sit down, because she know I can go back and forth. So then I go back there, whatever. So one day I got on the school, we were that was going to school. So when we were coming back to go home, the bus came and picked us up first, then came and picked them up. Then that girl, once we got off the bus to come, at the public high school, because she didn't say too much to me when we was on the bus. Then when we got out, she wanted to fight. And my friend at the time, she was like an older sister to me. I was a freshman and she was a senior. And the girl was like trying to fight me then after we got off the bus. And I was like, okay. And then my friend Shakira, who was a senior at the time, she was like, nah, Selena, nah, I get that hoe or whatever. And Shakira was like my sister for real. And so Shakira and me and her, we going back and forth or whatever. And then Shakira kept trying to, leave me out of it, because she was like, nah, I got her and or whatever. But after that, it was another girl that knew her. And she said, that same girl that you got into it with, that and I said, yeah. I said, what about her? She said, you know what? Some girls was messing with her and they ended up beating her up after school one time. And I said, what? She said, yeah, I didn't see it, but that's what the girl was telling me. She said, yeah, that same girl, she got beat up. And I said, and that was when I was in ninth grade, but that was just one of the stories about, people reaping what they sow. But I said, I wanted it when she was trying to mess with me, was she getting what she sold by some girls messing with her, and then they beat her up because she got jumped. And I think about stuff like that. And I was like, I wondered, is that anything? And it probably wasn't, but she probably messed with somebody else. But see, she thought I was, because at the time I was like real skinny. So she probably thought I wasn't going to say nothing or fight or whatever. But, so that's probably why she targeted me. And plus, I was real cute. And I, like I said, I was a 15, 16. And so I said, I wonder, is that how, it couldn't have been, but I'm just saying it. People do, when they try to mess with you, like I said, somebody will mess with them, and I think about that. Good night, Cheeky. And I think about that sometimes, and that's just a little example. And I can think of some more examples, but I just can't, my brain is shot right now. I can't think of another example with reaping what you sow. But I just, like I said, I just see some things, and you see some things uncovering other people's lives. And you wonder, I wonder, are they reaping what they sow? And then I think about some of the things that I did. Not on here, but I'm talking about like in my lifetime. Like there's some things that I didn't do was right. I reap those consequences. Like I was telling you, I can tell you a couple examples of cutting people off, getting angry and impatient and cutting people off because they in my way. Well, somebody did me the same way. So I'm like, sometimes it happens right then and there. Sometimes it happens a couple of years later. You just never know, whatever it is, So, oh, okay. You were saying good night. Okay, I'm sorry. Because, Cheeky, like I said, my brain be shot at times. And I think I'm reading stuff. But anyway, yeah, so I don't want to talk too much on that. But I just want to let y'all know, don't worry about getting back with people. Don't worry about doing anything to get them back. because life always happens. And sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. So you just sit back, just get a drink and watch things unfold, because none of us are exempt from reaping what we sow. None of us, right? So I don't want to over talk too much. I think that I've probably talked a little too much. Let's see how many minutes. Okay, it's 58 minutes. I'm going to put my link in. I don't know if anybody wants to come up, but if anybody wants to come up, you are more than welcome. Like I said, I know it's a lot going on YouTube, honey. People going where the excitement is. Wish I could have gave y'all more excitement, but I don't have it tonight. It's just one of those days. Let's see. I'm going to put the link in the chat. If you would like to come up, you're more than welcome. We want to do 5 minutes max, and we want to stay on topic. No craziness. No craziness. Okay, I'm pinning at the top. But can somebody tell me about a situation where something actually happened to you, and and you were kind of like going through a situation with someone and they were doing something to you and they actually had to deal with the situation themselves? Like I say, none of us are exempt from life, and that's why we can't be so judgmental, because you just don't know what you will do, what you'll be exposed for. You just need to be careful about the seeds that you sow. And you'll keep hearing me say that, because as I say it to you, I'm actually saying it to me, and it's really important that people realize that. Does anybody want to come up? If not, I will close it, because like I said, I'm really just excited about next week. I told you that I'm having I don't know, did I tell y'all earlier? I am having Monday a certified life coach, Dr. Dawn, to come Monday, God willing. And I'll be interviewing her, asking her some questions about what a life coach does. Do a life coach needs a life coach? Things of that nature. I'm going to be asking her a lot of questions. Okay, you said trying to get back at evil people is a waste of energy. Yeah, Candy. And I'm glad that you let me know that as well, because like I said, I wanted to do a lot of different things. I'm telling you, my mind was going. And when people like you and Cheeky and some of my family told me certain things about letting some things go, some things ain't worth putting your time on. I really, at first I was like, yeah, right. But then I thought about it. I said, that is wasted time. It's a lot of wasted time trying to get back at people that, at the end of the day, you don't even know these people. They don't know you. And even if they do know you, like, it's really time wasted, because they're going to get it back. They just maybe haven't got it now, but they're going to get it back. Matthew, are you behaving in the chat? No. Matthew, stop. But anyway, Symbols. Oh Lord, my buddy Symbols. Hey Symbols.
Hey, how are you, Selena?
I'm hanging in there. I'm behaving myself today. What's going on with you?
Yeah, I wanted to piggyback off of your topic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, because I've been dealing with this like on and offline myself, these people who want to tell you how to act, but they're acting in the way that they're telling you not to act, right?
Right.
So, do you think that might be a sign of some sort of mental illness or mental deficiency?
It could be. I think it's a lot of insecurities, that's for sure. But it could be some, I think, some narcissist kind of behavior, or
Interesting.
yeah, I think it could be some of that. I don't understand because I know I'm really aware of me and what I do wrong and the hypocrisy that I have displayed sometimes.
Yeah.
That, and I'm not sure that I don't understand why it doesn't click with everybody
Yeah,
or
me too.
most.
It boggles my mind because some people, for example, they'll complain about you making jokes about a certain community, right?
Mhm.
And then when somebody from that community does something against them, then they're making the same jokes towards that person. I'm like, I thought you didn't like those type of jokes. Like,
Right.
what's going on here? So it's
Right.
like I don't know if there's like a mental disconnect where people can't see how they're being a hypocrite or they can't see how their actions aren't matching their words, but
Exactly.
something's obviously wrong there. So that's why I just try to not engage those nuts because you're never going to win going back and forth with someone like that.
No, you're not. And then too, um, I just decided a lot of things. I'm not going to even waste my breath having conversations with people. Like, I remember when I tried to have a conversation with someone that I felt like, okay, you putting stuff on me that's not true. So let me tell you why. Do you know this person still has the same narrative in their head when I just told them what I did and what I didn't do? Right?
Oh
So,
wow.
and when you have those type of people that are set on themselves and their belief system and nothing else matters, me, myself, and I, you pretty much need to leave those people alone. And that's
Yeah.
what I do. I leave people like that alone. I don't have any conversations with them, and I will not ever have a conversation with them because you've already made it up in your mind what you feel. You know, you've already made it in your mind how you view me or how you view the situation. So people like that, I just leave alone. And yeah, I just leave them alone, you
Yeah,
know.
it's like arguing with people who think the earth is flat. Even though there's all the proof in the world, they still think whatever they want to think. So at the end of the day, we kind of have to just, leave the dummies to their little dummy corner and keep it
Yeah,
pushing.
right. And that's how I feel, and you can't help people that don't want to be helped.
Yeah.
Like I said, let life expose them because it definitely will. People will start to see how silly they really are or how lost they really are. So I allow that kind of stuff to unfold. And then when people start saying the same thing that I was saying like a year or two ago, then I'm just going to be, I said the exact same thing and y'all thought I was hating. Y'all thought I was
Yeah.
jealous. Okay. So it's just like sometimes you have to let things unfold.
Yeah, some people won't see what you're saying until it happens to them, unfortunately.
Exactly. When it
So,
happens to them and they
yeah.
start to see the behavior, oh, well, Selena wasn't there. Yeah, I know I wasn't. I was telling y'all the whole time, but you wanted to put it on me because of whatever reason. So that's why I say, we all live in glass houses. So whatever is inside that house is going to come out sometimes or eventually, you know,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I'm gonna tap on out. Thanks for letting me on again, Selena.
Yeah, symbols. I didn't even see you in the chat. I didn't even know you was here.
Yeah. Have
Okay.
a nice night.
You too. That's my buddy Symbols. We've been knowing each other on YouTube for a while. QT, you changed your profile again? But anyway, I appreciate you guys for being around to listen to what I had to say. Like I said, just be careful about throwing stones at people. I remember because I am, a believer in Christ, I remember the story about that lady that was caught in adultery. And those people, those men, and probably those same men that were sleeping with her, was throwing stones at that lady. And Jesus came and said, uh, those without sin cast the first stone. And they started dropping their stones on the ground. And that's just kind of how people are today. They looking at your stuff. They looking at your sins. They looking at your faults. And some of that stuff is not even your stuff. It's the stuff that they put on you. But I digress. The point of it is, thank you. I appreciate you, Nene. The point is, they see your stuff. They see your sin. They see your faults and your weaknesses. And they will try to stone you and point at you for your stuff. I call it your stuff because, we all carry stuff, baggage, right? And they look at it and they point at you and they taunt you and they talk about you. When it all comes back to them, they're going to be saying, well, why are people doing this to me? Because you did it to somebody else. You taunted somebody else. You pointed and talked about somebody else, laughing. And it comes back to you and when they say karma is a B, it definitely is. It definitely is. And that same people that was laughing at you, somebody and people are going to be laughing at them. And that is what I call poetic justice. Now, I'm not saying be happy and laughing and talking, but we human. Let's just keep it 100. Because I know if my enemies get it good, I'm probably gonna be smiling. I'm just gonna be honest with you. But then I have to say, okay, God forgive me. Let me not do that. But it does give you a sense of gratification. I'm gonna be honest with you. But like I said, we shouldn't stay that way. We just go on, like I said, and let life take care of these people. Let life take care of people. Don't have it in your heart because it would only destroy you in the end. Nothing comes out of good from revenge. It really isn't. I feel like life is the best teaching. It's the best teaching for a lot of people. And if they don't learn from the hard knocks, in life, they definitely are already lost. All right. We all have some things, hard knocks in life that teaches us lessons, important lessons. Some things happen to humble us. Some things happen to humble us because some of us are so arrogant. We don't care who we destroy, the people around us, as long as we're okay. But life will humble you, especially when you're doing bad things to other people and having no regard or no regrets. Like, you just don't care. Life will eventually humble you. I'm going to tell you a quick story and I'm going to be gone, but you can look at some people in life. You can see them on the streets. You think about some homeless people, how at one point they probably had it good. They probably was doing great. And maybe they passed a couple of homeless people and they probably looked at them like they was lazy, you know. And not everybody that's homeless is lazy, right? I'm going to tell you about this story. It was a guy named Marcus and it was another guy named Jeff. They were really good friends. And Marcus was really arrogant. He was very judgmental about homeless people. I mean, he felt like they were lazy. They were the scum of the earth. He was just like, they're a waste of God's space or breath, anything. He thought they was just waste, trash. And he would talk about homeless people all the time. His friend Jeff said, Marcus, you better stop talking about people. You don't know what happened to those people. You don't know if those people had bad luck or something. You know, some people lose their jobs and they never find get back on their feet. You don't know what their situation is, why they are where they are. He was like, nah, man, you can go get a job. If it ain't nowhere but McDonald's, you can go get a job. It don't make no damn sense. So Marcus would always have a problem with homeless people. He just almost like a hatred. So yeah, right, Gartrell. Every homeless person was somebody's baby. But anyway, he saw him as trash. Marcus did. So a couple of years went past and Marcus and Jeff, they lost contact with each other. And one time Jeff was walking, he was just taking a stroll. He lived in Houston and he was taking a stroll downtown Houston. And he came across a man that looked familiar to him. Hey, Platypussy, how are you? And he came across that man and he kept looking at that man, and man had this big old nasty looking brown coat on and his hair was all over his head. It looked like he had like he just looked really dirty. And he, Jeff knew he was a homeless man, but he's like, that guy looked familiar. He had a big beard on his face. He just looked really unkempt, and that's what homeless people look. They look unkempt. And he kept looking at that guy. He said, man, I don't want to stare at this guy, but this guy looks so familiar to me. I'm trying to think, who is this guy? And he said, excuse me, sir. And the man looked up. He looked like he was really ashamed. He was hiding behind a dump, like a trash can at a park downtown. And he was like, he was laying on the trash can. I mean, laying beside the trash can. And he kind of sit up and he looked at him and he looked really shamed. And the guy, Jeff, said, he said, are you Marcus? And he said, yep. He said, Jeff. He's like, man, what happened? He's like, well, a couple of years ago, because he was an engineer, he ended up getting laid off. They had a big layoff. And he said that he never regained his position as an engineer anymore because things kept happening every time that he kept applying. He wasn't getting any, leads. And when he would get leads, he would go to the interviews. Nobody was he didn't get hired. He started working at little places like McDonald's, and he couldn't keep that job because he ended up becoming an alcoholic. He ended up getting really depressed, and he was an alcoholic, and then he ended up getting on drugs. And it actually ended up getting on meth. And he just couldn't regain what he had before. He lost himself in the process. In the process of looking for a job, in the process of not being hired and being disappointed. And he started, using substance abuse to kind of help him get through his pain. He lost his house, he lost his car, and he was too ashamed to go back to his parents. And so he decided to be on, go to the shelters or sometimes sleep in the park. He was just too prideful. He was too ashamed. And he was talking to Jeff. He said, I really tried my best, but it just wasn't good enough. And then when he said that, Jeff remembered what Marcus said when he saw those homeless people and how he talked bad about them, and how they were lazy, how they were trash. And Jeff remembered telling Marcus, you don't know what those people went through. Not all of homeless people are lazy. He remembered telling Marcus that. But then, he said he sees his old buddy and he don't want to make him feel any worse. And he was like, man, come on, get up. I'm going to help you. I know about this program that helps men that want help off the streets. So Jeff helped him. He knew some people that hooked him up with a group home, and they also helped him with rehab. He got on his feet, and he started to really progressing, got off the drugs, and it took him a few months and a couple of years. He got off the drugs. He started to look for jobs in the engineering field again, because he hasn't been, engineering a while. So he was just trying to start out with entry-level jobs and go back and start back, from bottom and up to go back up. So he did entry-level jobs, and, he ended up having a good rapport with some of the supervisors, and he ended up getting pretty much close back to where he was. He ended up getting an apartment, getting a car again, and he looked like the Marcus that Jeff once knew. And all Marcus could say, I remembered how I judged other people when they were homeless. And I feel like God had me to go through that situation to not look down on other people or throw stones at other people, because I don't know their situation. I don't know what all they had to go through. So that helped Marcus not to be so judgmental of people and of homeless people because of the situation that he endured. Like I said, we all reap what we sow. And life happens. So you don't have to do anything to get people back. It's a universal law. It all come back. Thank God Marcus learned the lesson that so many don't learn. He learned the lesson that throwing stones at other people is not the wisest thing to do, especially when you don't know their situation, especially when you don't really know them. For some people, they get that lesson, but some people, they never get it. And that's the unfortunate thing. And guess what, y'all? I made that whole story up. I don't know no Marcus, and I don't know no Jeffrey. No Jeff. So I made that whole story up, girl. I know I had y'all into it. I know I did. But anyway, I hope y'all learned the moral of the story. The moral of the story is don't be throwing rocks and stones in nobody's glass house. Because guess what? We all are glass houses at the end of the day. And whatever is in us is going to come out or it can be exposed. So be careful how you treat other people. Be careful how you taunt and laugh at other people. At the end of the day, we are all human and we're all imperfect. Hey, it still sounds like it could happen, right, Denise? And it can be. People need to really wake up, baby. Ain't nobody perfect on this world, in this world, on this world, wherever. We ain't perfect and we never will be. But don't be a hypocrite. And if you are, admit you are and learn from your hypocritical ways and change. Okay? Because we can change. We can be more self-aware of what we do, what we say, and live the best life you can. I want to wish everybody thank you, realist. It was a dope cautionary tale. Thank you so much. Like I said, I hope everybody a good night. You Are Loved by Selena. I don't have to know you to love you. So I appreciate realist. I appreciate Justinice, Platter Pussy. I appreciate No Limit and Cheeky and Gartrell and Cece. And who else? We got Matthew. We got QT. We got Symbols, my buddy Symbols. And we got who else? Real Cornbread, my buddy Cornbread, Candy James. And it's all top notch. Ash Kiro. I'm going up. Nene. Ernest. Only. Who else we got? And thank you guys for the new subscribers, whoever they are, whoever you are. I appreciate you and your kindness. And hopefully I can give you good content. So when you want to step away from the drama, you can come over here. It's a safe place. Wolfpack, Alpha my girl. Let's see. Who else we got? So I'm going up. And I'm trying to go up. I didn't see Arabian here tonight. DJ, hey DJ, thank you for coming by. Larry, Don, thank you for coming by, sweetie. Let's see. Omega, my other buddy. Okay, Randy C, Derek, D, DL. And I said, Randy C. Okay. Thank you guys so much for coming by. I appreciate your kindness. Like I said, Tina Marie, I didn't see you come in. Thank you for coming by, sweetie. Selena Chan going to blow up. Thank you, CC. I hope so. But I want to wish y'all a good night. I just want to give you another little kiss. Thank you so much for being a part of my channel. I hope you come back, like, share, and subscribe, and always push the notification. And You Are Loved by Selena. So be blessed, guys. And I will see you guys. I might come on this weekend. I'm not for sure, but I know for sure Monday, we're going to have a certified life coach, Dr. Dunn, out of Houston. She's wonderful. You're going to love her. So love you. Doresis Pieces. Bye-bye.